Let me be real with you for a second. You're not broke because you're lazy. You're not stuck because you lack discipline. You're broke and stuck because you've been sold a lie dressed up in motivational quotes and morning routines. And the worst part? You paid for it. You keep paying for it, and it keeps you exactly where you are. Here's what nobody in the self-help space will ever admit out loud. The industry is not designed to fix you. It's designed to keep you coming back, because a fixed customer is a lost customer. And you, my friend, are a perfect customer. You feel bad, you buy something to feel better, you feel bad again, you buy again. That's the whole business model. And somewhere between your third productivity planner and your second online course about building wealth, you forgot to actually do the thing. Think about the last 6 months. Not the version of the last 6 months where you were working on yourself. I mean the actual numbers, your bank account, your body, the project you said you'd start, the skill you said you'd learn. If you strip away all the podcasts you listened to, all the videos you watched, all the journaling prompts you filled out, did anything move? Or did you just get better at talking about moving? This is the trap that nobody names clearly enough. Self-improvement has become a personality. People don't just consume it, they identify with it. They call themselves students of the game, lifelong learners, people who are always working on themselves. And that identity is so comfortable, so respectable, that it starts to substitute for actual results. You stop being someone who does things. You become someone who learns about doing things. And the whole time, you feel like you're ahead of the curve. There's a reason this happens, and it goes deeper than willpower or motivation. Your brain doesn't really distinguish between doing something and preparing to do something, not emotionally anyway. When you watch a video about starting a business, something in your head lights up the same way it would if you actually started one. You get a hit of that forward-moving feeling, and your brain goes, "Great, we did a thing today." But you didn't do a thing. You watched someone talk about doing a thing. That is not the same thing. The dopamine you get from consuming self-help content is real. That's not nothing, but it's also not progress. It's the mental equivalent of eating a picture of food. It feels like something. It activates all the same parts of your brain, but when hunger hits for real, you're still empty. And here's where it gets really dark. The more you consume without producing, the harder producing becomes. Every hour you spend in learning mode without any action attached to it is actually training your brain to prefer comfort over effort. You're not building discipline, you're eroding it. You're practicing avoidance in a costume that looks like ambition. And the gap between who you think you're becoming and who you're actually being quietly grows. This is why you can spend an entire Sunday watching videos about fitness and go to bed feeling vaguely guilty. You consumed something that felt productive. Your brain rewarded you, but your body didn't change. And somewhere under all that good content, you already knew that. That quiet guilt is your signal. Most people drown it out with more content.
Now, here's something the self-help world also won't tell you. The people who actually change their financial situation, their health, their relationships, they are not the biggest consumers of self-help content. They're usually the people who read one book, got one idea, and went and did it imperfectly for a year. They didn't wait until they understood everything. They didn't build a perfect system first. They just started, badly, and then figured it out as they went. The learning happened through the doing, not before it. You've been doing it backwards. Real change doesn't look like the montage they show you in the videos. It doesn't look like a person staring meaningfully at the horizon, then suddenly transformed. It looks like sitting at your laptop at 10 p.m. when you're tired and writing one bad paragraph. It looks like going to the gym on a day when you have zero motivation and doing a mediocre workout that nobody would film. It looks like sending a pitch email that probably won't land but might. It's unglamorous and it's quiet, and there's no music, and it feels nothing like the videos promised, but it's the only thing that actually works. The problem isn't that you don't know enough. You know enough. You've probably known enough for a while. The problem is that knowing has started to feel like doing, and it isn't. You have to consciously break that equation in your own head. So what does that actually look like practically? It means if you watch something about investing, you have to open a brokerage account that day. Not research it more, not watch 3 more explainer videos. Open the account, put $20 in, make it real. If you read something about writing, you have to write something that day. Doesn't matter what, doesn't matter how bad. If you listen to a podcast about fitness, you have to go move your body that day. The rule is simple. Every input has to be immediately followed by an output, or it doesn't count and it's actively making things worse. That sounds harsh. Good, it's supposed to sound harsh, because the gentle version of this message is what's been keeping you comfortable and stuck.
Here's another piece of it that people skip over. Self-improvement content is often used as a substitute for addressing what's actually wrong. Watching a video about discipline doesn't require you to confront the fact that you're scared of failure. Reading about financial freedom doesn't require you to look at why you spend money you don't have. It lets you feel like you're addressing the problem without going anywhere near the actual wound. And the industry is very good at giving you that feeling. They've gotten very good at making content that feels deep, feels challenging, feels like it's pushing you, while never actually asking you to change anything real today. Real change is uncomfortable in a specific way. It's the discomfort of doing something you might do badly. It's the discomfort of being a beginner in public. It's the discomfort of not knowing if it's going to work out while doing it anyway. That discomfort is not something any video can give you. And look, this isn't about quitting learning entirely. Reading matters, thinking matters, strategy matters, but the ratio most people have is completely backwards. They spend 90% of their time on input and 10% on action, and they wonder why nothing changes. Flip it. Go so far as to flip it more than you think is reasonable. Spend 90% doing and 10% learning, and watch how quickly your learning gets sharper, because now it has a real problem to solve. The version of you that actually builds something, that actually has money in the bank, that actually shows up in the body you want, that version didn't get there by finding the perfect content. They got there by doing the imperfect thing over and over, long past the point where it felt exciting. And the gap between you and that version isn't knowledge, it's reps, it's time under tension. It's doing the thing when you don't feel like it and there's no video to reward you for it. So here's what I'm asking you to do. Not tomorrow, right now, today, this moment. Pick the one thing you've been preparing to do for more than 2 weeks, the one you keep circling back to in journals and notes apps and saved videos, and go do one tiny, real, irreversible step of it. Send the email, write the first line, make the call, post the thing. Not the perfect version, the real version that exists right now, because the version that keeps waiting for perfect conditions is going to be waiting forever, surrounded by a beautiful collection of courses it never finished, journals it filled with plans it never started, and motivation it felt but never spent. Self-improvement was supposed to be the tool. Somewhere along the way, you let it become the destination. Take it back, use it, and then go do the work.